ఇండియన్ లాంగ్వేజ్ అండ్ కల్చర్ అనే అంతర్జాతీయ సదస్సుకు అధ్యక్షత వహించవలసిందిగా ద్రావిడ విశ్వవిద్యాలయ ఉపాధ్యక్షులు ఆచార్య గౌరవనీయులు గుండూరు లోకనారెడ్డి గారిని వేదిక మీదకి రావాల్సిందిగా కోరుతున్నాను. ఈ అంతర్జాతీయ సమావేశంలో కీనోట్ అడ్రస్ ఇవ్వడానికి విచ్చేసినటువంటి రెనోల్డ్ తెలుగు రైటర్ అండ్ క్రిటిక్, పూర్వపు ఆంగ్ల భాష విశ్రాంత ఆచార్యులు శ్రీ వెంకటేశ్వర విశ్వవిద్యాలయం నరేంద్ర గారిని వేదిక మీదకి రావాల్సిందిగా కోరుతున్నాను. ఈ సమావేశంలో ఇనాగరల్ అడ్రస్ ఇవ్వడానికి విచ్చేసిన ఏఎస్ ఇలంగోవన్, ఫార్మర్ స్పెషల్ ఆఫీసర్, సాహిత్య అకాడమీ చెన్నై వారిని వేదిక మీదకి రావాల్సిందిగా కోరుచున్నాను. ఈ సదస్సులో అతిథి ఉపన్యాసకులుగా విచ్చేసినటువంటి ప్రొఫెసర్ చంద్రశేఖర్ నంగలి, రెనోల్డ్ కర్ణాటక క్రిటిక్, వేదిక మీదకి రావాల్సిందిగా కోరుచున్నాను. మరొక ఆహ్వానిత అతిథి బెనారస్ హిందూ విశ్వవిద్యాలయ ఆచార్యులు బూదాటి వెంకటేశ్వర్లు గారిని వేదిక మీదకి రావాల్సిందిగా కోరుచున్నాను. ఈ సమావేశంలో వచ్చిన పత్రాలని పుస్తక రూపంలో తీసుకువచ్చి ఆ పుస్తక అనే ఆవిష్కరణకు విచ్చేసినటువంటి డాక్టర్ ఎస్ రామలింగం గారు, చీఫ్ ప్యాటర్న్ ఆఫ్ ద కాన్ఫరెన్స్, వేదిక మీదకి రావాల్సిందిగా కోరుచున్నాను. ఈ సెమినార్ ఇక్కడ నిర్వహణ బాధ్యత నిర్వహిస్తున్నటువంటి డాక్టర్ టి విష్ణుకుమరన్ సహా ఆచార్యులు తమిళ శాఖ వారిని వేదిక మీదకి రావాల్సిందిగా కోరుచున్నాను. సమావేశాన్ని తదుపరి కార్యక్రమాన్ని ప్రారంభించవలసిందిగా ఉపాధ్యక్షుల వారిని కోరుతూ సెలవు తీసుకుంటాం.
Program starts with prayer, please.
నిత్యోత్సవం తల్లి నిత్యోత్సవం, నిత్యోత్సవం నీకు నిత్యోత్సవం. త్యాగయ్య సంగీత కర్పూర జ్యోతిలో క్షేత్రయ్య మూవా గోపాలుని మురళిలో గోపన్న భక్తి రస పాన పరితృప్తిలో అన్నమాచార్య పదాని రాజనమ్ములో నిత్యోత్సవం తల్లి నిత్యోత్సవం, నిత్యోత్సవం నీకు ನಿತ್ಯೋತ್ಸವಂ ಜೋಗದ ಸಿರಿ ಬೆಳಗಿನಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಗಯತನೆ ಬಳುಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಸಹ್ಯಾದ್ರಿಯ ಲೋಹದ ದಿರವು ತುಂಗದ ನಿಲುಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಿತ್ಯ ಹರಿದ್ವರ್ಣವನದ ತೋಗ ಗಂಧ ತರುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಿತ್ಯೋತ್ಸವ ತಾಯಿ ನಿತ್ಯೋತ್ಸವ ನಿತ್ಯೋತ್ಸವ ನಿನಗೆ நித்யோத்சவ தொல்காப்பியம் நன்னூலென்று தொடர்ந்து வரும் இலக்கணத்தால் வள்ளுவரும் பாரதியும் வகுத்து வைத்த இலக்கியத்தால் இளங்கோவும் மேகலையும் இணைந்து இருக்கும் காரணத்தால் நித்யோத்சவம் தாயே நித்யோத்சவம் நித்யோத்சவம் உனக்கு நித்யோத்சவம் சஹ்யாத்ரி ചെറുകളിൽ അറബിക്കടൽ വീജികൾ ഞാറ്റു വേളയിൽ കൊലുത്ത നെല്ലിൻ വയൽ ഏലകളിൽ മലയാള പൊലിമയാർന്ന നിത്യഹരിത ഗീതികളിൽ നിത്യോത്സവം അമ്മി നിത്യോത്സവം നിത്യോത്സവം നിനക്ക് നിത്യോത്സവം నిత్యోత్సవం తల్లి నిత్యోత్సవం నిత్యోత్సవం నీకు నిత్యోత్సవం.
Writing of the land by the reviews. Scholars gani, students gani, please come over here. Tamil department, please come here. Unveiling the photograph of superintendent of welcome address by Dr. A.K. Venugopal Reddy. Welcome address by A.K. Venugopal Reddy.
నిమిషాలు కూర్చో అరవింద ఎంతసేపు I wish all the invitees on the dais and off the dais good afternoon to everybody. Today is a great auspicious day because our institution is conducting an international seminar on Dravidian component. This institution meant for Dravidian language and culture. Dravidian is not a political dialogue. Without mentioning the Dravidian, there is no Indian culture. It contributes a lot to the country and the people's culture. The intellectuals of Dravidian participation in the seminar going to make some remarkable deliberations. I would like to say thanks to our beloved Vice Chancellor Acharya Gunduru Lokanath Reddy Garu for giving permission to conduct the seminar on Dravidian language and culture. After that, the main source of this seminar and propagating the Dravidian language and culture, N.A. Subbareddy Iyer 100 Education Trust, always our university and Dravidian language departments would be thankful to him. Once again, I say thanks to all the participants and invitees of the seminar. Jai Hind.
Now I request Vishnu Kumaran to give introduction to the seminar.
Briefly, I say the aim of this conference. Andariki Namaskaram. I welcome you all to this great event of our university. I am happy to introduce the objective of this conference. The main objective of our university to make a combined study of all the major Dravidian languages and promote higher studies in Dravidian language, literature and culture. This conference aims to explore the contribution of Dravidian languages to the Indian language and culture. This conference is supported by Professor S. Ramalingam, founder of Subbareddy Iyer Trust, to consolidate the studies on the contribution of Dravidians to India. This conference will help to prove the coexistence of multiple languages of India instead of making a single language and single nation. Our nation is a multilingual and multicultural entity. This is the beauty and greatness of our country. Sharing culture and knowledge among the Indian languages will develop the integrity of India, and it will make our country as a place of great knowledge and prosperity. I hope all the participants will focus on the contribution of 5 Dravidian languages by the presentation and papers. Surely this 3-day conference will give new focus. Thank you.
Thank you, Vishnu Kumaran. Now, please, Dr. S. Ramalingam sir, Chief Patron of the conference. Okay, fine. You can say something about the book.
That's why I am here.
Please.
Good afternoon. Hope your entire afternoon should be good. So I am here only to introduce the books to be released. In the 4 days conference, already yesterday started the inauguration there in Venkateswara University, where my father started the Department of Tamil in 1960, being the Diamond Jubilee of the department. There we released 5 books on one CD and another 5 books on CD here. During the conference, I was coordinating through Mr. Vishnu Kumaran. Totally, we received 224 papers in 6 languages, for which all the Dravidian departments supported me. The first volume containing Tamil, English and Telugu, more than 120 papers was already released there in Tirupati yesterday. Now we are going to have the volume 2, more than 82 papers of Malayalam, Tulu and Kannada. So first, the name of the volume 2. It is related to that. Dravidian languages vis-a-vis Indian culture, the ISBN. We given the pamphlet. The site is there. You go to the site, you can get the book downloaded. Now I request Honorable Vice Chancellor to release that book, and also I request A.S. Ilangovan to receive the first copy. நான் ஃபஸ்ட்டு கொடு அவ்வளோதான். ஓப்பன் பண்ணாலும் மற்றவங்க கொடுத்துரு. So this is the volume 2, Dravidian languages vis-a-vis Indian culture, containing more than 82 chapters in 3 languages. Yes, thank you. Next book is Perasiririn Vainava Payanam. This contains 3 dissertation of MPhil student. No, this is over. Wait. I will read. Contains 3 MPhil theses of the student of folklore in the Tamil University. They did their dissertation based on my father's book. Therefore, the entire dissertation we are releasing with the ISBN, and the number is available. Again, I request Vice Chancellor to release this book, and I request Chandrasekharendran Nangal to receive the first copy of the book. Yes. Good to me. Yes, third book. This is Andal Tirupavai Valakkam, which my father wrote, and it was first published by Tirupati Devasthanam in 2007. Now we are digitalizing it, running to 296 pages. Again, I request Vice Chancellor to release that book, and Professor Padoti Venkateswara to receive the first copy. All the books are available in the net. I have given the link. You go there and get downloaded and read or print whatever you want, you do it. Yes, thank you. Next, fourth book. It is unusual. Please carefully listen or don't listen. www at Pudumai Pittan. Pudumai Pittan is considered as the father of the Tamil fiction, Tamil short story. Here www not World Wide Web, it is www.wisdom at Pudumai Pittan. This book is contributed by Department of Tamil Venkateswara University and Department of Tamil Dravidian University together, joint venture. The book is, please I request the Vice Chancellor to read the book. Yes, you can see the Pudumai Pittan there. World Wide Wisdom at Pudumai Pittan. Bilingual book, Tamil and English.
First copy.
Yeah, to the first copy of Professor Narendra. Okay. Yes, thank you. Next, book number 5, Archiradi, again written by my father, released by Tirupati Devasthanam 2007, regarding some Vaishnava philosophy. I request VC to release and receive the first copy. I request the Head of Department of Tamil. The CDP. Watching. Yes. Next we are releasing something. It looks like a CD. It's not a CD. We are releasing the website containing 137 books of my father. I will briefly tell about what is the website. This is called internetarchive.org. It contains 440 billion web pages, 23 million books, 8.9 million audio recording, 5.5 million videos, 3.4 million images, 52K software, and we have 130 books of my father. Please display that. Please display enough. Angir, sir, Angir, that is the site. So you go there, enter into the site, type Super DDR, 137 books will get downloaded. You read, print, whatever you want, everything free. So I thank the entire university for having me the opportunity to use this august body to release the books. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Wonderful contributions of extraordinary people that God has given life in this world, and we should learn a lot from such extraordinary people. How to work for others, how to work for academics and research and our scholars and our students. That is the inspiration we have to get on this occasion in the book release function. Thank you. Now I request Dr. A.S. Elangovan sir, formal Special Officer, Sahitya Academy, Chennai, to give inaugural address on this occasion. Sir. Sir.
ఎందరో మహానుభావులు అందరికీ వందనము, అందరికీ నమస్కారం. ఐఎమ్ క్వైట్ ప్రొఫిషియంట్ ఇన్ కన్నడ, మలయాళం అండ్ తమిళ్, and I lack in Telugu. Kindly forgive me. And of course, Honorable Vice Chancellor, learned guests here, and the young achievers of the Dravidian University, my congratulations and best wishes to all of you for participating, organizing and benefiting and developing from the illustrious international seminar through this. And the chief patron, I should specially thank Dr. Ramalingam, son of Subbareddyar, worthy son of a worthy father. The worthy father wrote 35 books in his during his career and 100 books after retirement. So, but it is better we we dedicate our energies during our career itself to write more books. That is a lesson. And there I have not seen any son conducting more than 100 functions to celebrate his father's centenary. Never in the history of Tamil Nadu or in my career I have seen a person worthy son.
It happens to be the All India record.
Yeah.
1 minute. And after the centenary, I digitalized 110 books and uploaded. That become another All India record. Now he wrote 100 books after retirement. It is under consideration in Delhi for next record. Thank you.
Yeah. For the book of records, I also countersigned the record of events on behalf of Sahitya Academy, and it is a lesson to all sons and all fathers to beget such good sons. That is luck. We can't. We make children without knowing how those children will come out later. But of course, we teach, we preach, we coach. Parents are the first teachers, and teachers are the second parents. So, as parents, we mold our children, and later we hand over the children to the assistant professors, and everybody here to make them great. And I wish all of us see such worthy sons and worthy fathers in Dravidian land more and more. And what is the contribution of Dravidian literature and Dravidian languages or Dravidians, and not as a political polity, but as a literary endeavor, or as a race, or as a group of people who are helping others in the mankind. That is the third. The second part I was much familiar, Dravidian language contribution to the Indian literature. I was all along, I spent my career in dealing with Indian literature, and our motto was Indian literature is one in whichever language it is written. either in Dravidian languages or northern languages or eastern or southern. So what is the contribution? Dravidians say contribute in the population at least 25%, isn't it? Around 21 to 26 range the contribution, and the geographical area is around 33% of the Indian nation. And what are we contributing as Dravidian literature, as language? Many poets and many singers, even my name came in the prayer now. When you sang the prayer, Ilango also came. So even if you forget me, don't forget the poet Ilango. Why do we keep the Ilangos repeating in the order? And what was the contribution? Ilango is an important contribution. And before that, the Dravidian literature gave freedom to India. I make this an outrageous statement. When Mahatma Gandhi went to South Africa, he was and then came to India, the British might threatened him. The guns, the rockets, the police, the prison, the judiciary, the legal system, the oppressive nation, British. Then he, as a literator, Gandhiji wrote to his guru Tolstoy, what to do? The British might is too much. We don't have guns. We don't have weapons. How to fight with them? Then Tolstoy wrote a letter to Mahatma Gandhiji, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, you please refer to a text called Tirukkural in Tamil Nadu. There are 2 couplets. They give the key to the freedom. You don't fight weapons with weapon. You don't fight violence with violence. You take peaceful coexistence, good manners, nobility to fight with the might. Inna seidare varuttal, avarnana nannayam seidu vidal. If a fellow harms you, makes a wrong to you, don't fight with him. Forgive him, forget him, do a good thing to him. Inna seidarkum iniyave seyyakal enna bayatado salvu. Those are the 2 couplets of Tirukkural written by Tolstoy. Then Mahatma Gandhi wrote, consulted the Indian laborers in South Africa. Among them, some are learned people. They taught Tirukkural, and he changed his way. It became passive resistance, Satyagraha, and finally it defeated the British might with the goodness of goodwill of British people. Likewise, the Dravidian literature, the earliest Tamil poet Thiruvalluvar, through his couplets, made freedom to India. So we give the philosophy to change this way. And as I say, forget Ilango one, but don't forget Ilango. There is a specific epic. One is not Mahabharata, Ramayana, it's Chilappadigaram. It says the king is not important, but a citizen is important. And a man is not important. Woman is more important. And the power and the culture and the literary activity should not be top down. Professor Ramalingam, management professor, knows it should be bottom up. The power goes from peasants to the king, and not from king to the peasants. Not from the government to the ordinary citizens, but from the citizens to the polity. That is democracy. That Ilango wrote an epic Silappadigaram. When a Pandya king makes a harm and kills a man, his wife goes, throws him away, burns the town and rules the country, and that is the story of the epic. The people supported her. So the kings thereafter stopped doing harm to ordinary citizens. That is reflected in the British monarchy. The peasants' revolt. Professor Marendra will know very well. The peasants revolted against the British king and made it the constitution. That is called Magna Carta. That constitution told king has limited powers, the citizens have more powers. That is, say, like Thiruvalluvar, like Ilango. We have not included many kings in the prayers, isn't it? When you sing Telugu Dalli or Nityotsavam or everything, and the Chera Soda Pandya or Kagadiya or the kings of Chalukyas are not sung. The poets, the orators, the powers, the real power goes to the people, and the best, the singers who mold the minds of the people. Power, you can take a word power. P is for poets, O for orators, W for writers, and E for essayists, and all of for R, readers. That power. So the Dravidian literature came, taught people a new philosophy and the universality of mind. Say, we are in Kuppam. Kuppam is not the entire world. If I become the king of Kuppam one day and Sultan of Ek Din Ka Sultan of Kuppam, it is not be all and end all of life. This the whole world. The world is beyond. But we think selfish. We know our family, our street, our caste, our wife. We are limited. But the Dravidian literature most of the epics in Tamil start with the word. Which word? Ulagu. So that is the contribution. உலகம் யாவையும் தாமுழாக்கலும் நிலைபெறுத்தலும் நீக்கலும் நீங்களா அழகிலா விளையாட்டுடையார் தலைவர் அன்னவர்க்கே சரண் நாங்களே. கம்பர் says, உலகெல்லாம் உணர்ந்தோதற்கரியவன் நிலவுலாவிய நீர்மலி வேணியன் அழகில் ஜோதியான் அம்பலத்தாடுவான் மலர் சிலம்படி வாழ்த்தி வணங்குவாம். சேக்கிழார் says, அகர முதல எழுத்தெல்லாம் ஆதி பகவன் முதற்றே உலகு. திருக்குறள் says, and say that is how we know that. Before the science gave it, we told the world is not flat, it is round, it goes round. சுழன்றும் ஏற்பின்னது உலகம் அதனால் உழந்தும் உழவே தலை. That is why our Honorable Finance Minister quoted the word of Avayar in this budget, Bhumi Tiruthi Un. That's the first thing. First, make the fertile land, till it, plow it, then get food. Then food only gives you computers, rockets, guns and everything. And so the peasant only gives everything. The workers only gives everything. That is the philosophy given by Dravidians. And the universality. All are our brethren. And another outrageous statement I can make. English is a Dravidian language. Professor Narendra will be objecting it definitely. English, say a renowned linguist and writer, Godwin says, there are 14,500 verb cognates in English, and among them 1,200 of them owe to Dravidian origin. Say, English, the pearl, as the word Tamil, paral, Muthu paral, is a pearl. Speech, in Tamil it is called pechu. If you add S, that's all. Say, spray, parabu, spray, you add only one S. Kill, kol. Win, winner. That's vendruva. Vetri, victory. And a lot of English words are from Dravidians. And the root was, the connection was Rome. Rome has connections to Madurai, and Rome had connection to London. And I'm sorry, because of the delay, I should cut short my speech. And otherwise, a whole night I can dwell on it. And now we celebrated the great Kumbhabhisheka, Kodamurukku in Tamil of the Tanjavur big temple. When Rajaraja Chola built the temple, London was a fishing village. In 1066, when Tanjavur was the capital of the Pan-Asian Empire. All along the world, Rajaraja, the renowned, knowledgeable world. At the time, even now when Africa is a black world, night world, dark world, at that time, wherever wealth was there, Rajaraja Chola conquered. And Rajendra Chola conquered. How did he conquer? With the catamarans. Catamaran is the English word, in Tamil word is Katamaram. And whether his army was more useful or navy was more useful, navy was more useful. Navy is Tamil Navai. Navai is the ship, the name of the Tamil, or most Dravidian, I can say. And likewise, most of the languages emanated in and around the Mediterranean Sea, north and south of it, world languages. So, the basic words in Ecuador also, Enamang, the fellow so it is spoken, but there are differences. The differences are like a rainbow. From a ray of sunlight, many colors come. From a hand, there are many fingers of many different things. Likewise, our languages diverted, but we contributed it. And most Indian languages evolved from Prakrit from beyond 10th century, 11th century, 12th century. But Tolkappiyam was written before 5,000 years. And women were educated and men were also educated then. And the last line, Professor Ramalingam told, he has added a figure of Keeladi excavation in the cover of the page lately. In Keeladi, they found out gold bars. The gold bars were having names written. The name was Godai, Goda Devi, and all. The Kodai is the name. It means in the before, say, 700 centuries before Christ, 2700 years before this day, people and women in Madurai or Keeladi could write their name and collect gold bars of 750 grams. So that's the aim of the girls, should have at least 750 grams of gold and write their names. And they should marry such men who gave them on February 14th 750 grams of gold to you. You accept them and write your name. So women were more educated. Women were not. That is a message from Dravidian literature to Indian polity. We are matrilineal, matriarchal, we value our mother, we worship Mariamma, Kaliyamma, and so many Ammas and Ammans and Ammais. We don't go to the father figures. Men are really weak, men are really powerless, men cannot lead. That is the philosophy of Dravidian, that mother-oriented society. And that was the contribution of Dravidian literature all along. And now also our women are making exquisite achievements in all spheres and all spheres. And now we depend on knowledge. Knowledge is power. Not the sword is power or the gun is power. Power doesn't begin from the barrel. Power begins from the pen. That is the philosophy of Dravidian people. That is why Sundar Pichai is heading Google, the man, a Tamil man from Madras, is Nadalla from Andhra heading Microsoft, means power doesn't begin from barrel. Power doesn't begin from gold bars. Power doesn't begin from politics. Power doesn't begin from cheating others. It begins and explodes through knowledge, through wisdom. That is a thing which, and many nice songs are there in Telugu and Malayalam. I am quite enamored of the songs sung listened by me. Yenikavadille Pukadirikan. It's a Malayalam song. Anyone might be there here in Dravidian University. Yenikavadille Pukadirikan Panikalamalle Kanigonna Yelle Yenikavadille Pukadirikan. I cannot stop from blooming this time. As a tree, my duty is to bloom. Whether somebody takes it for his lady love or whether for worshipping, my duty, or even if it is wasting its fragrance in the desert air, my duty is to blossom. Yenikavadille Pukadirikan Panikalamalle Kanigunnayalle Yenikavadille Pukadirikan. Everybody should do their duty, whatever the consequences. It is a song from Malayalam that gives the best message that everybody should do their duty. And finally, all are equal. The king is not higher, the priest is not higher than others, or the merchant is not higher than us, and the peasant is not the lowest part of it. Pirapukkum ella uyirkkum Thirapova Seidodil Vetrumayan. All are born equal, all are having equal chances to excel, and don't think and don't brand you come from a lower strata of life. And that is why the message of Ambedkar is in the Dravidian land respected and reflected everywhere. Every man is born equal. Everybody has equal talents. Anybody can rise up to the challenge. Any woman can rise up to the challenge. And beauty also is Dravidian beauty is also better. We are related to Cleopatra, the world's greatest beauty, brown beauty, and the greatest model beautiful model of the world is Naomi Campbell. She is a black lady. So, black is beautiful, brown is beautiful, Dravidian is beautiful, Dravidian is successful, Dravidian literature has everything well, and say Vemana or Thiruvalluvar or Ilango or Eluthachan or say Pampa, Ranna, everybody is contributing much before in large numbers, and they are leading the Indian polity, Indian literature, and the young torchbearers of the Dravidian University, I exhort them to take up the torch and win everywhere and contribute not only to Indian literature but the world literature, not only to India and world, and excel your field in whichever field. And see, my message is to the Dravidian University is the same, and I wish you find a script common to Telugu and Kannada so that easily it can be. It's very similar but slightly different. Make a common script. And Tamil speech and Malayalam speech is very common, easily learnable. And so there should be common lingua franca, should be linking Tamil and Malayalam. Later four should be linked. And as I say, that lingua franca, we should interchange at Dravidian University. That is why Professor V.I. Subramaniam started this philosophy in Trivandrum, and it blossomed in Kuppam. Kuppam means, as I say, a civilingam. That is also a contribution of Dravidian philosophy to India, the Nataraja, the Sivalinga, all. Otherwise, not say worshipping fire or say worshipping rain or worshipping cloud. That is the thing came from the western area of Vedas. But Dravidians gave the worship of Shiva and Vishnu to the religious literature. So much more. I touched here and there, and I am quite happy to meet all of you. I thank our chief patron and the head of the world. Loknath means head of the world, isn't it? Lok Sabha is people, and Loknath is as a head of the world. He is quite fast, efficient, powerful, and leading this university very well. And same day, untiringly, he is conducting the second function in a very dynamic fashion, and he knows everybody and of the university, and encourages them whenever possible and correct them whenever necessary. So that's, and Professor Madhurandagam Narendra is my long time friend. He was advisory board in Telugu. Though he is an English scholar, he is a Telugu savant also, genius also. And when I heard his name, I asked him, you are from Tamil Nadu, I think. Because Madhurandagam Narendra. Madhurandagam is in Tamil Nadu. Madhurandagam, the word denotes a Chola king defeated the Pandya king of Madura, and he built this town in commemoration. That is Madhurandagam near Chengalpattu, near Chennai. And his father Madhurandagam Raja Rao is a very great story writer, and his stories I got it translated into Tamil and I enjoyed very well. And I thank all the students who gave me bouquets and who gave me coffee and biscuits, and all along taken care of me, like Vimal Kumar or Karthik. And I remember Mr. Ganesh Ambedkar and Professor Munuswamy and Professor Vishnu Kumaran and Professor Padmanabhan. Especially, otherwise I would not have come at all, because I didn't receive the invitation. I didn't find out correctly. I almost missed. Then he called me, sir, tell me the spelling for your name. I want to put in the banner. What for you haven't invited me at all? What for you need? No, it was a mistake. You are misunderstanding by you. You are invited. You come. That welcome I enjoyed very much. The Tamil department, Kannada department, Telugu department, and Tulu department, all the department and the Vice Chancellor, I thank one and all. Thank you very much.
Sir, thank you for your wonderful inaugural address. You made me be more easy. Present my thoughts here now. Take much. Just take 4 minutes, not more than that. Illuminated guests on the dais, learned colleagues, other participants, scholars and students who came from different parts of India and particularly South India. to participate in this international conference on contribution of Dravidian language to the enrichment of Indian literature and culture. First, let me bow my head before Subbu Reddyar, who has contributed significantly for development of Tamil language, literature and culture in this state, in Andhra Pradesh. That is more important. A person who came from other state and contributed more significantly to the language, that too a favorite language of Dravidian University, one of the favorite languages of Dravidian University, that is Tamil, and his contributions are highly acknowledged across the country now, because it is not only in print form but also in electronic form, as well as in for other scholars working in across the globe. It is in website also, it is there. Really, I feel that I have not done much in my career. After seeing his contributions, being born in this state, even in my subject education, that is the insightfulness I have, and this is a motivation for me to work. And I hope that all of you might have got that sensitization to work more intensively in your subjects in this university when you are in service, even after service. That is the first thing. Second thing, for development of this Tamil language and literature, culture in Dravidian University, I thank the Tamil Nadu government for sanction of additional positions, actually teaching as well as other financial support to the scholars who are studying and who are working for their PhDs in this university. It is a great contribution by my fellow states in this country. Third one, at the same time, I have to acknowledge that the Karnataka government's contribution is immense for construction of buildings as well as for sparing of their valuable resources, both financially as well as material resources for this university. And I humbly acknowledge their contribution. With regard to Ramalingam sir, I think he is fortunate to be a son of such a wonderful soul, and అందరికీ ఆ భాగ్యం రాదు, అంత మంచి ఫాదర్ ఉండే భాగ్యం రాదు. తండ్రికి కూడా అంత మంచి సన్ను వచ్చే భాగ్యం రాదు. అది భగవంతుడు ఇచ్చిన వరం. ఎందుకంటే ఎంతమంది తండ్రులు తల్లులు ఇలాంటి బిడ్డలను తయారు చేస్తున్నాం, ఎంతమంది బిడ్డలు ఆ తల్లి తండ్రి రుణం తీర్చుకుంటున్నారు. రెండు ఆస్పెక్ట్లు ఉన్నాయి దాంట్లో. రియలీ ఐ గో మై హెడ్ బిఫోర్ యూ సార్ ఫర్ యువర్ వండర్ఫుల్ వే ఆఫ్ డూయింగ్ థింగ్స్. Humbly I am putting this. This is what our Dravidian culture. I am very, very clear. This is what our Dravidian culture. This type of culture we have to nurture in our students, in our neighborhoods. The philosophy of Dravidian is this, not more than that. Everything immersed in this. And other thing, I want to say that Sir made my task very easy. Dravidians always are in forefront. For example, if you take dance and music, you take cinema industry, or in IT industry, or in some other education and other things across the globe, wherever we find, first not the Indians, first Dravidians. Even if you go USA or Europe or some other state or Himalayas or some other place, we can find a Malayali or Tamilian or Andhrawala or Karnataka wala doing their own petty jobs as well as bigger jobs. That is our identity. Because dignity of labor, I am proudly say, dignity of labor. Whereas if we go even in offices in Delhi or some other place, wherever in that offices Dravidians are employed, these people are in forefront in their work culture and other things. I am not degrading Aryans, but I am saying that we are the forerunners in all aspects of human life as well as work culture and other things. When it comes to the language, language, literature and culture, I can say that this university is very proud to say that we have 4 language departments, wonderful departments. And these language departments should be the forerunners in the days to come for development of these languages and literature. Either it is translation studies or in research or some other things. We should know how to immerse ourselves with the other languages. Immerse ourselves with the other languages. Not that losing our identity, but keeping our own identity and say our might in that respect. That is the thing what we have to prove. Other thing, we have wonderful departments like Department of Folklore, History and Archaeology and in History and Heritage, Dravidian History and Heritage is in forefront compared to the other Aryan culture and other things. Even the excavations made in near Madurai and other things revealed that ours is the oldest culture. If that is the case, what should be the quality within us to make ourselves to be the forerunners in the academic arena, in the research arena, in the reaching the outreach with regard to our culture, cultural heritage and other things. With regard to folklore and other things, we know just now our speakers in mother tongue expressing the importance of mother tongue, we have some endangered languages. Similarly, when we are concentrating on those things, what we have to look at the thing is to make those languages to be alive. Our folk literature, folk culture must be nurtured. For that, the Dravidian University has established one department. Very Shamla, she is not here. That university has established one department of folklore and tribal studies. That department should work in collaboration with all language departments. I am very, very clear in perceiving the things. That department should work in collaboration with the language department, since language is the part of our culture. Folklore, folk art, we have good dancers, good musicians like Subbalakshmi. This nation is very proud of such people. And similarly, subsequently, I can say, to give more life to these language departments in this university, we have started some sister departments like management, education, similarly computers, similarly biotechnology. These are the departments having vital importance in this university, because a management department should look at the Dravidian management systems. That sort of insightfulness, that sort of curriculum should be induced into their academic courses. Then that department will be truly Dravidian in nature. Likewise, education department, it should, our Srinivas Kumar is there, they have to induce the curricula system of education. How we can develop that discipline, that culture, that insightfulness and that what I can say, ఏమంటాం మనము పెరిగే ముందుకి ఒదిగిపోవాలా అనే ఆ కల్చర్ ఎట్లా డెవలప్ చేయాలా మన బిడ్డల్లో, దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ ఈస్ రిక్వైర్డ్ నౌ అపార్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ అదర్ ఆస్పెక్ట్స్. Likewise, we have Dravidian medicine. It is not Dravidian medicine, but indigenous medicinal knowledge we have. Those things are now more marketed in the Indian medicinal market, pharmaceutical science, and how that department can work and induce such ideology into the academic curriculum. That is actually Dravidian flavor. I am very, very, very clear. In that direction, this university should work. If we are not working in that direction, we are not Dravidians. Very clear, each department. This is the platform I got opportunity. I am very, very fortunate to say certain things on this platform. How to make this university to be unique in the academic world, in the research world. And research also required only in that direction. That sort of things are having more functional in nature than theoretical in nature. That is what empowerment of Dravidian University. That is what empowerment of Dravidian University by the staff members. Please cultivate that ideology. That is true Dravidiology. I don't want any other philosophy department here. This type of philosophy that should be propagated in the students, in the scholars, in the academics. That is the duty of the philosophy department, not the traditional philosophies. We have the traditional philosophies, and that philosophies how we can immerse with the present day life of the people. What is going on across the globe? How we can immerse ourselves. Immerse అంటే మనల్ని బాగుంటుకోవడం కాదు, మనల్ని కాపాడుకుంటూనే how we can survive more effectively in the world market, how we can make our products to survive more effectively in the world market. In nutshell, this is a good forum to express your views how we can thrive better with Dravidian flavor in the world market by giving recognition to the earlier contributors and how we can survive, how we can give better directions to the future generations to propagate this Dravidian ideology. That is what I conceived actually this topic, contribution of Dravidian languages to the enrichment of Indian literature and culture. Very functional in nature. I am sure that this conference will give some insightful nature in that direction. Apart from the objectives which you are conducting this international conference, I hope we can come out with some.
After that, 1 minute.
Okay,
Please.
we can come out with some deliberations and concrete suggestions and with practical orientations. Thank you very much.
Yeah, 1 minute. Yes, only 1 minute.
Yes, please.
So, sorry, I already forgot. When I met your Vice Chancellor in September, I suggested the title Contribution of Dravidian Languages to the Enrichment of Indian Literature. Stopped. He said that add culture. So I immediately identified the culture of his commitment. See that on the spot. Just before 2 minutes he didn't know anything. One. Then with the permission of the Vice Chancellor, I am offering 4 funded project to the 4 departments. The hope that we are identifying, madam, we are identifying one of my father's books to be translated in 4 languages simultaneously. I want the final product before November or December so that I will publish and print and hand over. You can do it release it in a function. Thank you.
Maybe Jayalalitha.
Yeah, you tell the,
Her name is Jayalalitha.
he will coordinate.
She is one of the wonderful staff members we have in this university. with humbleness I am saying, I am not bothering about the age and other things. The nature of people, how people will execute their works, how people can do their work, it should be recognized. Hats off, keep it up. She is one of the good staff members this university is having.
4 languages she will coordinate: Malayalam, Telugu, Kannadam and English. She will do the coordination business. Okay.
చేస్తున్నారా
లేదు
మరి
No, don't go please. No, I request. No, please. Now I request our Chandrasekhar Nangali, renowned Kannada critic, to give his message in brief, because the time is running out. You can please shorten it. After the sessions, after the lunch, we can have a little bit more deliberations. Sir, please, don't mistake me.
Okay, thank you.
ವೇದಿಕೆಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಾಗೂ ಸಭೆಯಲ್ಲಿರುವ ದ್ರಾವಿಡ ಸ್ನೇಹಿ ಹಿರಿಯರೇ ಮತ್ತು ಸಹೃದಯರೇ, ಏಕೂಶೆ ಫೆಬ್ರವರಿ ಇದು ಬೆಂಗಾಲಿ ಭಾಷೆಯ ಪದ. ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾತೃಭಾಷಾ ದಿನಾಚರಣೆ ಅಂತ ಆರಂಭ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಈಗ ತಾನೇ ಈ ಇನಾಗ್ರಲೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗಿದೆ, ತಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ನಾನೀಗ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು 2 ಮಾತು ಹೇಳಿ ನನ್ನ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಏನು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ತಮಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಭಾಷೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮ್ಮ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿತ್ವದ ಒಂದು ಅಂಶ, ಅದನ್ನು ಬಿಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಭಾಷೆ ಮತ್ತು ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿ ಅವಿಭಾಜ್ಯವಾದದ್ದು. ಭಾಷೆ ಕಾರಣವಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಪಂಚ ಭೂಪಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ದೇಶ ಇಲ್ಲವಾಯಿತು. ಇದನ್ನು ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಆಲಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಭಾಷೆನೇ ಕಾರಣ, ಇನ್ನೇನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಬಾಲಕನಾಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ಪೂರ್ವ ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನ, ಪಶ್ಚಿಮ ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನ ಅಂತ 2 ದೇಶಗಳಿವೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದೇ ದೇಶ, ಅದು ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರಿದ್ದು. ಪೂರ್ವ ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನ ಮತ್ತು ಪಶ್ಚಿಮ ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನ. ಉರ್ದು ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಭಾಷೆಯಾಗಿತ್ತು ಪೂರ್ವ ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನದಲ್ಲಿ. ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಉರ್ದು ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಬೆಂಗಾಲಿ ಭಾಷೆಯನ್ನು ಸೇರಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತ ವಿನಂತಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಆದರೆ ಆ ವಿನಂತಿಗೆ ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಬೆಲೆ ಕೊಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಬೆಲೆ ಕೊಡದೇ ಇರೋದರಿಂದ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ತೀವ್ರವಾದಂತಹ ಚಳುವಳಿಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಹಲವು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಹುತಾತ್ಮರಾಗಿದ್ರು. ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ನಿರ್ದಯವಾಗಿ ಹಿಂಸಾಚಾರವನ್ನು ನಡೆಸಿ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳನ್ನು ಕಗ್ಗೊಲೆ ಮಾಡಿತು. ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ಪೂರ್ವ ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನ ಪ್ರಪಂಚ ಭೂಪಟದಿಂದಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲವಾಯಿತು. ಅದನ್ನೇ ಏಕೂಶೆ ಫೆಬ್ರವರಿ ಅಂತ ಕರೆಯೋದು. ಮಾತೃಭಾಷೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಹತ್ವದ್ದು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಇದು ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ. ಭಾಷಾ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಲಿಪಿ ಇರುವ ಭಾಷೆಗಳು, ಲಿಪಿ ಇಲ್ಲದ ಭಾಷೆಗಳು ಅಂತ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಆದರೆ ಇದು ಹಳೇದು, ಔಟ್ಡೇಟೆಡ್. ನಾನೀಗ ಹೊಸ ವಿಭಜನೆಯನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಗೂಗಲ್ ಸೌಲಭ್ಯವಿರುವ ಭಾಷೆಗಳು, ಗೂಗಲ್ ಸೌಲಭ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲದ ಭಾಷೆಗಳು. ಈ ರೀತಿ ನಾವು ಭಾಷೆಗಳನ್ನು ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, 60ಕ್ಕೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಭಾಷೆಗಳು ಗೂಗಲ್ ಸೌಲಭ್ಯವನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿದೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ನಡ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು, ತೆಲುಗು, ತಮಿಳು ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ. ತಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುವಂಥ ವಿಷಯ. ನಾನು ಯಾಕೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ, ಇವತ್ತು ಈ 60ಕ್ಕೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಗೂಗಲ್ ಸೌಲಭ್ಯವಿರುವ ಭಾಷೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟರ್ಕಾಮ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಭಾಳ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅದು. ಸೋದರ ಭಾಷೆಗಳು, ಈಗ ನಾವು ಯಾವುದನ್ನು ತಮಿಳು, ತೆಲುಗು, ಕನ್ನಡ, ಮಲಯಾಳ, ತುಳು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವೋ ಇವುಗಳ ನಡುವೆ ಒಂದು ಇಂಟರ್ಕಾಮ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಈಗ ತಮಿಳಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಕನ್ನಡದವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ತೆಲುಗಿನವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ಲ. ನನಗೆ 3 ಭಾಷೆಗಳು ಗೊತ್ತು, ಕನ್ನಡ, ತೆಲುಗು, ತಮಿಳು, 3 ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯದ ಪರಿಚಯ ಕೂಡ ನನಗಿದೆ. ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗೆ ತೆಲುಗಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಗುರ್ರಂ ಜಾಶುವಾ ಮಹಾಕವಿ ಅವರು. ಆದರೆ ಆ ಗುರ್ರಂ ಜಾಶುವಾ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಹಿತಿನೇ ಸಿಕ್ಕಲ್ಲ. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಾವು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅಂದರೆ ನನ್ನ ಒಟ್ಟು ಮಾತುಗಳ ಸಾರಾಂಶ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾತೃಭಾಷೆಗಳ ಮೂಲಕವೇ ವಿಶ್ವಾತ್ಮಕ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿತ್ವವನ್ನು ನಾವು ರೂಢಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಆ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ನಾನು ಈ ಮೆಸೇಜನ್ನು ತಮಗೆ ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಮಾತೃಭಾಷೆಯನ್ನು ತುಳಿಯುವ ಕಾಲ ಹೊರಟೋಯ್ತು. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಇದು ಏಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟಿಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಏಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾನೋಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀರಿ ಬೇಕಾದರೆ. ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟಿಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮಾನೋಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಈ 21ನೇ ಶತಮಾನದ ಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳು. ಎಂಡೇಂಜರ್ಡ್ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟ್ಸ್, ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜಸ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ ಇದೆ. ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಭಾಷೆಗಳು, ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಸಸ್ಯಗಳು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಮಾನೋಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಇದೆ. ಮಾನೋಕಲ್ಚರ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಥಮ ಶತ್ರು. ಅದನ್ನು ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಏಕೆಂದರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾನೋಕಲ್ಚರ್, ರಿಲಿಜಿಯಸ್ ಮಾನೋಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗುವಂಥ ಮಾನೋಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗುವಂಥ ಮಾನೋಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಇವು ತುಂಬ ಅಪಾಯಕಾರಿ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದಲೇ ಬಹುತ್ವ, ಪ್ಲೂರಾಲಿಟಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಭಾರತದ ತಾಕತ್ತು. ಈ ಪ್ಲೂರಾಲಿಟಿ ಅಥವಾ ಬಹುತ್ವ ಎಂಬ ಜೀವನಾಡಿಯನ್ನು ಒಳಗೊಂಡು ನಾವು ವಿಶ್ವಾತ್ಮಕ ಪ್ರಜೆಗಳಾಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತು ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Pudati Venkateshwara Garu to give his message very quickly.
Respected Vice Chancellor, dignitaries of the dais, on the dais of the dais, good afternoon to everybody. In Telugu, there is a famous saying in Sumati Sataka. పుత్రోత్సాహము తండ్రికి పుత్రుడు జన్మించినప్పుడే కలగదు, జనుల పుత్రుని కనుగొని పొగడగా పుత్రోత్సాహము నాడు కలుగుర సుమతి అని. దాన్ని పుత్ర శబ్దం దగ్గర పితృ శబ్దం పెడితే ఇవాళ ఈ పుస్తకాలని ఇనాగ్రేట్ చేసిన తర్వాత ఈ కార్యక్రమానికి మూలకందంగా నిలిచినటువంటి ఆయన రామలింగం గారికి కరెక్ట్గా సరిపోతుంది. అలాంటి సందర్భంలో ద్రావిడ భాషల కంట్రిబ్యూషన్ టు ది ఇండియన్ లిటరేచర్ అండ్ కల్చర్ విషయంలో ఆలోచించినప్పుడు ద్రవిడియన్ మీన్స్ నాట్ ఎ పొలిటికల్ డైలాగ్. ఇది సెల్ఫ్ రెస్పెక్ట్ మూమెంట్తో పెరియార్ కల్పించిన ప్రచారంతో ద్రావిడ కేవలం బ్రాహ్మణేతర వర్గాల విషయంలో భావిస్తున్న శబ్దంగా మాత్రమే భావిస్తే ఇండియన్ కాంటెక్స్ట్లో కల్చర్ విషయంలో పొరపాటు. ఎందుకు పొరపాటు అవుతుంది ఏమిటి అని ఆలోచిస్తే, ఈ దేశానికి ఆర్యులు వచ్చే నాటికి ఈ దేశంలో ఉన్న సంస్కృతి ఏమిటి? వేదం ఎంతసేపు ఋగ్వేదాన్ని బేస్ చేసుకొని మాట్లాడుతున్నారు. మరి ఋగ్వేదానికి ముందు ఉన్న ఈ దేశంలో ఉన్న పరిస్థితి ఏమిటి? అప్పుడున్నటువంటి వచ్చినటువంటి వాళ్ళు ఆర్యులైతే ఆర్యేతరులైనటువంటి వాళ్ళ కంట్రిబ్యూషన్ ఈ సొసైటీలో ఏమిటి? ఋగ్వేదంలోనే విచారిస్తే బోలెడంత ద్రావిడ కల్చర్ ఉంది. నార్త్కి సౌత్కి వారధిగా భావించేటటువంటి అగస్త్యుడు ఎవరు? మీ లెక్క ప్రకారం అయితే ద్రావిడేతరుడు కావాలి. మరి ఆయన భార్య, అగస్త్యుని భార్య లోపాముద్ర కంట్రిబ్యూషన్ ఋగ్వేద కనిపిస్తుంది. వశిష్ఠుని భార్య అరుంధతి ఏమిటి? ఇట్లాగా విచారణ చేస్తే ఋగ్వేదంలో రాసింది ఆర్యులైనా సరే ఆర్యేతరమైన కల్చర్ ఋగ్వేదంలో చాలా ఉంది. ఏదైతే నాస్తిక దర్శనంగా ఇవాళ మనం భావించి తిరస్కరిస్తున్నారో కొంతమంది, నాస్తిక దర్శనాన్ని కూడా ఒక దర్శనంగా భావించిన సంస్కృతి వైదిక సంస్కృతిలో కనిపిస్తుంది. మరి అందులో కనిపిస్తున్నటువంటి వాటన్నిటినీ కూడా మనం ఆర్యేతరం అని కొట్టేస్తామా? తర్వాత ఒక చిన్న విషయం చెప్పి నేను ముగిస్తాను. మన ద్రావిడ ల్యాండ్లో పుట్టినటువంటి శంకరుడు, రామానుజుడు, మాధవుడు, ఈ త్రిమతాచార్యులు లేకపోతే ఇవాళ హిందూ మతం లేదు. మరి ఈ హిందూ మతంలో వీడు చెప్పిందంతా నేను ద్రావిడ శిశువుని అని చెప్పేసి శంకర్ల వారు అన్నారు. ద్రావిడ శిశువుని అని చెప్పినప్పుడు ఆయన ప్రమోట్ చేసిన కల్చర్ ఏమిటి? ఇలాగా ఈ ద్రవిడియన్ కల్చర్ గురించి మనం అవగాహన చేసుకోవాలి అంటే ఇట్లాంటి కాంప్లెక్సిటీస్ చాలా ఉన్నాయి. తర్వాత మనము బ్రాహ్మణేతర వర్గాల మాత్రమే ద్రావిడ కల్చర్కి కేంద్రకంగా తీసుకొని ఈవేళ గ్రామ దేవతల ఉత్సవాలన్నింటినీ కూడా ప్రధానంగా చేసుకొని ద్రావిడ కల్చర్ని చెప్తున్నాను. ఈ కాంటెక్స్ట్లో నేను ఒక విషయం అడుగుతాను. ఇవాళ అస్తిత్వవాద ఉద్యమాల నేపథ్యంలో ద్రావిడ కల్చర్ని ముఖ్యంగా స్థానిక చరిత్రలు, స్థానికత బాగా ప్రమోట్ చేయబడుతున్న సందర్భంలో ఒక గంగమ్మ జాతర దగ్గర జరిగేటువంటి దున్నపోతును నరకటం, కోళ్లను బలి ఇవ్వటం, జంతువులు బలి, రక్తపాత, ఆయా అంకాళమ్మ, పోలేరమ్మ వగైరా వగైరా దేవతలకు మనం ఇచ్చేటటువంటి ఈ జాతరల కొలుపుల్లో జరిపేటువంటి ఉత్సవాలంతా కూడా ఇదే ద్రావిడ కల్చర్ అని చెప్పి మనం ప్రమోట్ చేస్తే ప్రపంచానికి ఇచ్చే సందేశం ఏమిటి? ఇది కాదు. ఈ దేశంలో ద్రావిడ నాగరికత, ఒక సహనం, ఒక సంస్కృతి ఇవన్నీ ఉన్నాయి. వీటన్నిటినీ కూడా భారతీయ సమాజంలో సంస్కృతి ఆరంభం నుంచి కూడా ద్వంద్వాలు ఉన్నాయి. కర్మ చేయమని చెప్తుంది, కర్మ సన్యాసం చేయమని చెప్తుంది. ప్రవృత్తిని చెబుతుంది, నివృత్తిని చెప్తుంది. స్వర్గాన్ని చెబుతుంది, నరకాన్ని చెప్తుంది. కర్మ ప్రవృత్తి వైదికంగా పరిపుష్టి చెందితే నివృత్తి సన్యాసం ప్రాగ్వైదిక భావనలుగా, అంటే వైదిక కల్చర్ రావడానికి ముందే ఈ దేశంలో పరిపుష్టి చెంది ఉంది. దానికి బోల్డన్ని ఎవిడెన్స్లు ఉన్నాయి. భారతీయ ఆధ్యాత్మ దర్శన శాస్త్రాల్లో కర్మ ప్రవృత్తి కంటే సన్యాసం, నివృత్తి ఎంతటి ప్రభావాన్ని చూపాయో మనం ప్రత్యేకంగా చెప్పాల్సిన పని లేదు. అదంతా కూడా ఆర్యేతరమైందే, అది ద్రవిడియన్ కల్చరే. భారతీయ సంస్కృతిలో వైదిక సంస్కృతి అనేది ఒక ద్వీపం లాంటిది. వేదంలో స్వర్గం, నరకం ప్రస్తావన లేదు. ముక్తి, మోక్షం, దుఃఖం వంటి శబ్ద ప్రస్తావనలు చస్తే కనపడవు. నరక శబ్దం ఋగ్వేద సంహితలో కానీ, శుక్ల యజుర్వేద, వాయసనేయ, మాధ్యంతిర సంహితల్లో, సామ సంహితల్లో సైతం ఎక్కడా కనిపించదు. అధర్వ వేదంలో కేవలం ఒకే ఒక్క చోట కనిపిస్తుంది. భారతీయ ఆధ్యాత్మిక శాస్త్రంపై అంతగా ప్రభావం చూపినటువంటి నివృత్తి ధర్మం ఆర్యేతరం అయింది. అంటే ఇట్ ఈజ్ ప్యూర్లీ ద్రవిడియన్. ఆర్యుల సాహిత్యంలో నివృత్తి వ్యతిరేకమైన సకర్మాత్మక చింతన అధికంగా కనిపించడానికి కారణం ఏమిటంటే ఇదే. మనం ఋషి, ముని అని రెండు శబ్దాలని పర్యాయవాచకాలుగా వాడుతుంటాం. కానీ ఈ రెండు పర్యాయవాచకాలు కాదు, వేరు వేరు. ఆ ఋషి శబ్దం ఏమిటి, ముని శబ్దం ఏమిటి అంతా చాలా గొడవ ఉంది, చాలాసేపు పడుతుంది, టైం లేదు. ఇప్పుడు కంక్లూజన్ చేస్తూ ఒక మాట చెప్తాను. మన వ్యాసుడు మత్స్యగంధి సంతానం కదా. భారతదేశపు నాగరికత మొత్తాన్ని కూడా వైయాసికము అని చెప్పేసి అంటాం. మరి వ్యాసుడిని ఆర్యుల్లో కలుపుదామా, ఆర్యేతరుల్లో కలుపుదామా? అలాగే అగస్త్యుడు వైదిక సాహిత్యంలో వింధ్యకు యువతలి ప్రస్తావనలు కనపడవు. అగస్త్యుడు మాత్రం దక్షిణ గమనానికి పూర్వం తమిళ దేశం మొత్తం, అంటే ఆర్యావర్తంగా చెప్పబడే సగం భాగం, వింధ్యకి యువతలి భాగంలో అడవులతో నిండి ఉండేదని, దండకారణ్యానికి శ్రీరాముడు వచ్చినప్పుడు అగస్త్యుడిని సాక్షాత్కరింపచేసుకొని డిస్కస్ చేస్తాడు. యుద్ధం చేసే సందర్భంలో కూడా అగస్త్యుడు ఆదిత్య ఉదయాన్ని శ్రీరాముడికి ప్రబోధిస్తాడు. మరి అగస్త్యుడు ఎవరు? ఉత్తర దక్షిణాలకు సేతువుగా భావించి తమిళ సాహిత్యానికి, తమిళ వ్యాకరణానికి కూడా ప్రాణభూతంగా చెప్పుకునేటటువంటి మహర్షి అగస్త్యుడు. మరి శైవుడైనటువంటి పుట్టుకరీత్యా వసుబ్రహ్మ సంతానమైన రావణుడు ద్రావిడుడు ఎట్లా అయినాడు? మరి అగస్త్యుని లోపాముద్ర ప్రస్తావన ఋగ్వేదంలోనే ఉంది. వేదంలో తమిళనాడు ప్రస్తావన లేదు. కానీ అగస్త్యుడే ఆర్య అనార్య సమన్వయ ప్రక్రియకు ప్రారంభకుడు కావచ్చని ఊహించవచ్చు. తమిళంలో కనిపించే ఆయిర శబ్దం సంస్కృతంలోని సహస్ర శబ్దానికి శబ్దం నుండి వచ్చిందని ఎస్కే చటర్జీ చెప్పాడు. వేదంలోనే ద్రవిడ లాంగ్వేజెస్ నుంచి వెళ్ళినటువంటి కేతకి, నీర, మీన లాంటి శబ్దాలు వేదంలో 12 శబ్దాలు కనిపిస్తున్నాయని చెప్పేసి బరో ఎత్తి చూపించాడు. అట్లాగే వేద రచన ఆర్యులు చేస్తుండొచ్చు, కానీ వాళ్ళు చెప్పిన వైదిక ధర్మ నిర్మాతలు మాత్రం కేవలం ఆర్యులు మాత్రమే కాదు, దాని రచనోద్దేశం కూడా కేవలం ఉత్తర భారతం మాత్రమే కాదు, దాక్షిణాత్య సంప్రదాయాన్ని సైతం స్వీకరించే ఇండియన్ లాంగ్వేజెస్లో సంస్కృతం పరిపుష్టి చెందింది అంటే ఆల్ లాంగ్వేజెస్ని చూసి వాటి యొక్క ప్రభావంతోనే అది పరిపుష్టి చెందింది. అట్లాగే సంస్కృతంలో వాక్య నిర్మాణంలో ఏ విధంగా ద్రావిడ భాషల ప్రభావం కనిపిస్తుందో ప్రత్యేకంగా పిఎస్ సుబ్రహ్మణ్యం లాంటి వాళ్ళు తీసి చూపించారు. అలాగే ద్రవిడియన్ కంట్రిబ్యూషన్, ద్రావిడ భాషల యొక్క సాహిత్య సంస్కృతి ఎంతగా ప్రభావితం చేస్తోంది అంటే, తెలుగులో ఒక అన్నమయ్యను చూడండి. అన్నమయ్య లాంటి పదకవిత్వం ప్రపంచంలో ఎక్కడా లేదు. అందువల్లనే ఇండియన్ లిటరేచర్ గురించి చెప్పాల్సి వచ్చినప్పుడు సౌత్లో భక్తి ఉద్యమం చేసినటువంటి కంట్రిబ్యూషన్, భక్తి ఉద్యమంలో ఉన్నటువంటి 12 ఆళ్వార్లు, నాయనార్లు, వాళ్ళు ఇచ్చినటువంటి సాహిత్యం, ఇవన్నీ కూడా భారతదేశపు వారసత్వ సంపదగా, ఆస్తిగా పరిగణించాల్సిన అవసరం ఉంది. అట్లాగే పరస్పర భాషలు, ద్రావిడ భాషలు సంస్కృతం వల్ల ఎంత ప్రభావితమైనాయో, వైదిక కాలం నుంచి కూడా ద్రవిడియన్ లాంగ్వేజెస్ వల్ల సంస్కృతము అంతగా ప్రభావితమైంది. అవన్నీ కూడా నేను నోట్ చేసుకొచ్చాను. వీలైతే తర్వాత సెషన్స్లో నేను పేపర్ ప్రజెంట్ చేస్తాను. ఈ డీటెయిల్స్ అన్నీ కూడా ఇప్పుడు సంక్షిప్తంగా ఈ మాత్రం చెప్పి సెలవు తీసుకుంటాను.
Due to shortage of time, I curtailed the speech, please. Now I request our keynote address, Professor M. Narendra Garu. He is a renowned Telugu writer, Department of English, SY University, Tirupati, to sharpen his speech and give in nutshell. Sorry for curtailing.
Another chance will be given.
సభకి నమస్కారం. మాతృభాషా దినోత్సవం అన్నారు కాబట్టి తెలుగులో ఒక్క మాటైనా మాట్లాడాలి కాబట్టి ఇట్లా ప్రారంభించాను. రివ్యూడ్ వైస్ ఛాన్సలర్, డిగ్నిటరీస్ ఆన్ ది డయాస్ అండ్ ఆఫ్ ది డయాస్, ఐ థింక్ ది కీనోట్ అడ్రస్ దట్ సింక్రనైజెస్ విత్ ది లంచ్ కెనాట్ బి రిలీజ్డ్, అండ్ దిస్ ఈజ్ ఎ హెర్క్యూలియన్ టాస్క్ to give a keynote on a topic like this, and there are many limitations to anybody who has to take up a task like this, and I have many limitations and I am aware of all these limitations. In fact, I am not basically a critic, and this is the review of a creative writer and who came into touch with all these things while dealing with a number of other things. So here, to discuss the contribution of Dravidian literature to the entire Indian literature and culture is not an easy thing. And moreover, can we consider that this is a kind of a contribution to the entire nation? Because we are a part of it, and this is very much like a family member doing something to his family. So I think thus it is a kind of a give and take method. I consider that it is a kind of an adan pradan, which always we consider in literature. So India is a peculiar country. It never had a political unity. And before the advent of the Britishers, it was divided into many countries, and we owe to the Britishers for giving us this political unity. But it has a cultural unity from the beginning onwards. Even a king like King Harsha could not control the entire country, whereas a saint like Ramanuja could bring the entire nation into his sway. And so it has a similar culture throughout. And even in Dravidian literature, you can find
all the four important components of Dravidian literature, beginning with the so-called great Indian epics, Ramayana and Mahabharata, in different types. I think Tamil is slightly different, whereas in the other three important Dravidian languages, the first important works were associated with Ramayana and Mahabharata also. And I think while referring to me, I think Professor Dr. Ilangovan made a comment that my ancestors come from Tamil Nadu, but that's not the right thing. And in fact, that gives a right note to the seminar also, because my great-great-grandfather migrated from one corner of North Arcot district to the other corner. And this erstwhile North Arcot district consisted of both Telugu and Tamil. And I think the greatest contribution of Dravidian literature to the nation is that the places where these people lived harmoniously, you can find great literature flourishing. I think North Arcot district is unique in this way. I think in the entire nation, you can find the Mahabharata Yajna only in North Arcot district. Though Mahabharata belongs to the North Indian country, North India, and though Mahabharata is always associated with Hastinapura, I think the Telugu people think that the Hastinapura is there within their own territory. So that is the culture of this place. And in the same way, you have great Vagyakaras like Tyagaya.
Sir, even in Amnur, people celebrate Dharmaraja.
Yes. There are many things about this important thing. And this Mahabharata, this North Arcot district, the easy way to find out whether it is North Arcot or not is to find out the temple of Dharmaraja. There is a Dharmaraja temple in almost all these places. This Mahabharata Yajna, I think this is a unique contribution of Dravidian culture to the Indian culture completely. And this is an extraordinary culture. There are many interesting things about it. And in the Kurukshetra war, it is said that the Andhras were on the side of Kauravas. So Andhras, I think they have a kind of a genetic inheritance. They always support Duryodhana. But I think North Arcot district is completely different, where you have the Pandava worship. So in all these places you can find people worshipping the Pandavas. And I heard something from one of the important scholars that after the Kurukshetra war, some of the followers of Pandavas migrated to North Arcot district. I don't know whether it is a truth or not, but it reflects the unique culture of this place. And moreover, I will try to round off the entire discussion within a few minutes. And this is a place which has a different kind of culture. And the political bifurcation has brought disaster to this country. This place is called Tondanadu. I think you belong to Marasunadu. So the political divisions are made by the people for the vested interests, unfortunately. But because of that, the ingenious culture of these places is slowly disappearing. But we have to revive them. And this I think Kuppam is known for its Kangundi players. So where these 18 days they perform the entire folk form. So I think if you want to find out the contribution of the Dravidian literature to Indian culture, you have to go to the folk literature. You can find the greatest contribution from the folk people. So during the medieval period, that means after the advent of the Muslim kings till the advent of the Britishers, there was a dark period in the entire Indian subcontinent, and there was no important work written at that time. But folk literature was very strong during that period, and it has carried the torch of the Indian culture throughout, in almost all places. A few years back, I attended a folk festival conducted in Tiruchi, and it is about the folk forms in Tamil Nadu. There I found that almost all the folk forms of Tamil Nadu are in Telugu language. So most of them were performed by the Dalits. The greatest contribution to the culture comes from the Dalits and as well as from the so-called downtrodden people. And the other important contribution of South India to the Indian culture is the music, the Carnatic music. And quite interestingly, the greatest contribution comes from Devadasis. This is an interesting phenomena. So, this is a very bad custom which has coerced the women and which made women victimized throughout. But the way that they helped to rise the Carnatic music in an extraordinary way is something that we have to remember at this context. So, the music, Carnatic music was more encouraged by the Brahmins, but it was very much conducted by the Devadasis as well as the Nai Brahmins also. So, after the Renaissance, you can find these four important languages coming to the forefront, and in all the contemporary genres, they have contributed a lot to Indian culture. The most important contribution from South India is in the realm of drama. I think drama is very, very strong in Karnataka. This is the greatest contribution of Karnataka to the country, whereas drama is not, the modern drama is not so strong in Andhra Pradesh, even in Tamil Nadu, but it is very, very strong in Karnataka. So the contribution of the writers like Karnad, Vijay Tendulkar and the others is something that has to be remembered. But once again, we have to find out the way that they are associated to the folk tradition here. By reviving the native folk tradition, they could give a new life to the modern drama. And in the realm of short story also, the contribution of these four languages is unique. And one important thing that we have to remember is that there are the number of masters short story writers is Telugu. I think there is no other, in any other language you can't find so many masters. So this is another important contribution from Telugu literature. So Telugu literature's contribution, I think it is in the realm of short story. And short story is the prime genre of America. And it is the prime genre of Andhra Pradesh also. And unfortunately, I think the commercial nature of these two races may be responsible for it. And the Telugu's contribution is a lot through the Dalit literature as well as in feminism. And then one of the important contributions of Telugu literature is the way that they supported the peasants throughout. So I think it is a unique contribution. In the entire world, Telugu writer is the only writer who supported the farmer throughout. So you have a kind of a revolution in Telugu short story, and they tried to support the farmers throughout, and they took on the side of the farmer and they fought for the sake of the farmer. This is a unique contribution from the Telugu literature also. And writers like Buchibabu, Chalam, Jayakantan, I think they are unique. So you have many great writers, but these writers are unique in different ways. So you don't have a writer like Chalam in the entire world. So, and it is impossible to find a writer like Buchibabu in the entire world also. You have to bring D.H. Lawrence to compare with him. So, thus, these unique and significant writers' contribution has to be studied in detail. So, these are some of the important things, and many Telugu writers contributed a lot to the entire nation. And in this context, I want to remind you of the important novels written by Vishwanath Satyanarayana, Purana Grandhamala. So So in fact, he tried to revive the entire Indian history. So, Purana Vaira Grandhamala. So he wanted to rewrite the Indian history completely. So he is not supporting the history written by the Westerners. History is always written by the victorious people, and our history was written by the Britishers. He didn't accept that. So these are some of the important things contributed by the South Indian people to the nation. It is a very, very long topic. I try to sum up them as quickly as I can. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Now I request the organizers to go for the felicitations to the guests.
Our Vice Chancellor will felicitate our respected Chief Rector Ramalingam sir.
Ramalingam sir. அடுத்த பேரை மட்டும் சொல்கிறேன் நான் சொல்கிறேன் பேரை மட்டும் சொல்லுங்க சார் அடுத்த
Next, Irangavan sir. Our Vice Chancellor will felicitate to Irangavan sir. Next, Professor Chandrasekhara Nangali. Honorable Vice Chancellor will felicitate to you. Next, Professor Bodati Venkateswara. Telugu Professor. Our Vice Chancellor will felicitate to Professor Bodati Venkateswara. Next, Professor M. Narendra.
Keynote speaker.
He will be Our Vice Chancellor will felicitate to Professor M. Narendra, Telugu writer.
Very good.
On humble request,
We humbly request Ramalingam sir.
sir,
Ramalingam
sir will felicitate to our respected Vice Chancellor.
sir, please.
No, please. Don't do that.
At least please.
Now it is the time for vote of thanks. Please.
It is my pleasure to propose vote of thanks who made this inaugural session of 3-day international seminar a success. We sincerely thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Loknath Reddy Garu, President of this function. Our sincere thanks to Professor T. Anuradha Garu, our beloved registrar. We thank our chief patron of this conference, Dr. S. Ramalingam of Na Subbureddyar 100 Educational Trust, Chennai, who made this seminar as possible. We thank Dr. A.S. Ilangovan, writer and critic, Sahitya Academy, Chennai. And we thank today's keynote speaker, Professor M. Narendra, renowned Telugu writer. Our thanks to today's guest of honor, renowned Kannada critic Professor Chandrasekhar Nangali Garu. And we thank our guest of honor, Professor Budati Venkateshwarlu from Banaras Hindu University, Varanasi. We thank Dr. A.K. Venugopal Reddy Garu for his welcome address. And we thank our engineering section and our thanks to press and media people. We thank all teaching, non-teaching faculty, student, scholars who made this possible. Thanks to one and all. Now,
ఈ టోటల్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ అంతా కూడా సుబ్బిరెడ్డి గారి ట్రస్ట్ మన రామలింగం గారు సార్ గారి ఔదార్యంతోనే జరుగుతూ ఉంది. టోటల్ ఎక్స్పెండిచర్ ఈజ్ మెడ్ బై ఓన్లీ రామలింగం సార్. ఏ విధంగా సన్మానించుకోవాలో మనకు తెలియదు, నాకు మాటలు లేవు. కాబట్టి ఒక విధంగా ద్రవిడియన్ యూనివర్సిటీ ఇంత మంచి ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఇంటర్నేషనల్ ఆర్గనైజ్ చేసినందుకు మీకు చేతులు ధన్యవాదాలు.
now we will join for the lunch. Lunch is arranged for all. Please join us. And after the lunch, please contact the